We're back with Sarah Zahab from Continuum Fitness, and this one is for all of you out there who are just maybe at home dealing with brand new baby and kind of going through the motions and wondering, are you ever going to feel like yourself once again? It eventually happens. Trust us, we've been there. But you're going to be going through a lot of changes right now, and so we're going to really focus on that. A couple of things kind of post-baby that you're starting to see a shift, especially as you're carrying baby and your body is starting to recover from the last kind of 9.5 months.
That's it. So during pregnancy, we see this like arch in the low back, the shoulders are rounded forward, there's a lot more strain on the tissues. And now in this postpartum period, it's a great opportunity without this additional weight in the front of our body to reset the alignment, refocus on the posture. Many times when people come to us with aches and pains, it is largely due to how they're holding their bodies, their posture. So if we can just realign ourselves properly, it can help to alleviate a lot of tension.
Okay, we're going to do 2 segments on this one. So in this segment, we're going to be talking about upper body posture, especially kind of that rounded as we're holding the baby.
Yes.
And then we'll focus on the lower kind of half as we're dealing with the abdomen and the hips and kind of getting all of that back together as well.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start with that first one, right? Our posture has shifted.
Right.
How are we bringing it back?
That's right. So you definitely want to sort of check in on a regular basis at the beginning. You want to be mindful of your posture as often as you can. So when you're brushing your teeth and when you're picking up baby and when you're, as much as you can, think about those, those alignment issues. So when you're looking from the side, you want your ribs over your hips. During pregnancy, the ribs are typically ahead of the hips. So you want to realign and get them sort of stacked on top of each other. And that's going to help with the pelvic floor. It's going to help with your breathing. Is
that easier said than just get your hips back
just
over?
Bring your hips.
Yeah. How are we bringing them back? Is it really all just being aware and doing it ourselves?
Thinking about it, focusing and checking in every so often will really help. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. The other thing you want to focus on is the position of the pelvis. So the pelvis is often tilted forward this way. So you want the pelvis to be in more of a neutral position. So if you have your hands in front of your pelvis, your fingers are pointing straight down. You don't want your fingers pointing back, and you don't want your pelvis tucked under so you can really see your fingers. So if you look in the mirror, you should be able to have that pelvis in a neutral position. Okay. So if your pelvis was like a bucket filled with water, you wouldn't be tipping the water forward or back. It's perfectly balanced. Exactly.
Okay. Now, the shoulders.
The shoulders. So
we're also carrying a lot more weight in our breasts.
True. The breasts are heavier.
A couple pounds.
There's a lot more discomfort. So opening up the chest and shoulder. I know it's hard, but thinking about that openness through the chest and shoulders. And so a trick, when you look at the hands, the palms, if your palms are facing the back, then chances are your shoulders are internally rotated. So think about bringing the palms to touch the thighs. So they're facing more sort of inwards, thumbs forward.
That could be just anybody.
It could be anybody.
Like we're not just talking people, like I'm just thinking how many people are actually like that in everyday life, and it's about bringing it back. You had an interesting thing that you did against the wall, and this is gonna help, I think, kind of fix that.
Right, so working those scapular stabilizers, those muscles in and around the shoulder blades, can really help to take some of the tension out through the upper neck and balance out the body. So we can start with, I call this a snow angel. The knees are bent, hands are touching the wall, and you're going to bring your shoulders down. Activate those muscles underneath the shoulder blades. You're going to slide the arms up without letting your shoulders come up. So you keep pulling those shoulder blades down, and even when your arms come up, they stay glued down.
You've made it look easy. You know how to do this.
So it's really about connecting with these muscles underneath the shoulder blades.
Shoulders are down.
And you're going to come up without tensing the upper traps here. So you want to keep these guys relaxed, but all the tension is sort of in and around the shoulder blades. Arms go up, shoulder blades stay glued down. So you're going to be activating all of these muscles back here.
Definitely feeling that one. Okay, so that would be one as your back is to the wall.
Yeah, and another one that we can do, so let's say mom is seated, feeding baby, she's got baby all set up in a pillow. There's even little, retractions that we can do. We can sort of sneak it into our day. So from a seated position, you can have your palms sort of up, and what you can do is bring your thumbs out a little bit and then squeeze between the shoulder blades. Pull the shoulder blades down. So you're getting a scapular retraction and depression. So you're bringing the shoulders down and together. And that's going to activate the mid and low trap muscles. So you can strengthen that whole mid-back area. You're also going to get a little stretch, a little opening in through the chest.
So even if you're heading down to feed baby or to do anything, come back up from that as you've been in that position for quite some time, and then back, and then work that back out to kind of get yourself back
just
going.
reset.
It's a good word. We're going to reset, and we're going to focus in on the next segment of working into that lower body.